When you're stranded in the wild, snow feels like your worst enemy, right? But what if I told you that the very thing that's threatening you could actually be your greatest ally? Today, we're diving into how to turn a deadly blanket of cold into a life-saving shelter. Let's get into it.
Okay, let's just put ourselves there for a second. You're lost. The sun is dipping below the horizon, the temperature is just plummeting, and all you can see is snow. So, what's the number one thing that's going to get you? The biggest threat to your survival? You might be surprised.
See, the real killer isn't actually the cold itself. It's the warmth you're losing and how fast you're losing it. We're talking about hypothermia. It's when your body gets so cold, so fast, that it just can't keep up. It's a silent threat, too. It messes with your ability to think clearly and even to move, creeping up on you when you least expect it. So, to really master the cold, you've got to have a plan. Here's our roadmap. First, we'll break down the silent threat of hypothermia. Then, the big reveal, how snow becomes your insulating ally. After that, we'll get practical, choosing a campsite, improvising your shelter, and finally, the big one, how to actually survive the night inside it.
All right, first things first, we really need to get a handle on what we're actually fighting. Hypothermia, it's not just about feeling chilly. No, this is a serious medical condition. And understanding how it works, well, that's the absolute first step to beating it.
So the signs of hypothermia kind of sneak up on you. It all starts with shivering, which is your body's way of trying to warm up. But as your core temperature keeps dropping, things get a lot more serious. Your brain starts to be affected. You might feel confused, maybe really tired all of a sudden. Your speech can get all slurred. You can't coordinate your movements. And here's the really scary part. These aren't just physical. Your ability to make good decisions, that's one of the very first things to go. Okay, now for the paradigm shift. This is where it gets really interesting. We've been programmed to think of snow as the enemy, right? The thing that's making us cold. But what if I told you it's actually the solution? This one change in how you see things, it can literally be the difference between life and death. It all boils down to one simple, powerful concept: insulation. The big secret here is that a big pile of snow isn't actually solid. It's made up of countless tiny snowflakes, and all the space between them traps millions of tiny pockets of air. Now here's the science bit. Trapped air is a fantastic insulator. It's a really poor conductor of heat. So that snowpack creates this amazing thermal barrier between you and the brutal cold outside. And just look at how effective it is. I mean, the difference here is absolutely staggering. Outside, you could be dealing with negative 20 degrees, plus a wind that's just ripping the heat away from you. But inside a simple snow shelter, you're out of the wind, and your own body heat gets trapped, raising the temperature inside to right around freezing, 32 degrees Fahrenheit. We're talking a 50-degree difference. That is a massive, massive game changer for survival. Okay, so you've got the knowledge. You understand the why. Now you need the where, because building the shelter is really only half the battle. Picking the right spot, that's just as crucial for your safety and, well, your success. So before you even think about digging, you gotta run through this mental checklist. Number one, get out of the wind. That's huge. Look for natural snowdrifts. They're already deep and compacted for you. You'll usually find them on the leeward side of hills, the side that's protected from the wind. And this is critical, folks. Steer clear of any avalanche-prone slopes. Also, avoid any natural drainage lines. Yeah, even when everything's frozen, you have to think about what might happen if there's a thaw. All right, enough theory. Time to get our hands dirty, or, well, snowy. This is where we go from theory to practice. And this part is so important, not just for the shelter itself. The physical work, it gets your blood pumping, generates precious body heat, and maybe most importantly, it gives you a sense of purpose, of control. You're not a victim waiting for things to happen. You are actively fighting back against the elements. So, the easiest shelter to improvise is when you dig right into a big snowdrift. First, find a drift that's deep and stable. You can test it out a bit. Now, here's the absolute key to the design. You have to dig your entrance tunnel lower than the main chamber where you'll be sleeping. Why? Simple physics. Warm air rises. This creates a natural trap that keeps all your precious body heat inside with you. And finally, and I mean this is non-negotiable, you have to poke a small ventilation hole in the roof for fresh air. Okay, you've done it. You built your shelter, you're out of that biting wind. Let me tell you, that is a huge psychological win. You've created safety. But true mastery isn't just about the construction. It's about being smart and understanding the new, hidden dangers you've just created for yourself.
And this quote right here, this is a serious, stark reminder of just how deadly a simple mistake can be. We're talking about carbon monoxide poisoning. It's invisible, you can't smell it, and it's absolutely lethal.
in a tiny, sealed-up space like a snow shelter, running a little stove or even just burning a candle for too long. That can be a death sentence. No exaggeration. So let's lock in the final rules for surviving inside your shelter. The do's and don'ts. First, do insulate your body from the cold ground. Use your pack, some branches, whatever you've got. The ground will suck the heat right out of you. Do make sure that ventilation hole stays clear of falling snow. And here's a pro tip for you. Don't breathe on your hands to warm them up. I know it's tempting, but you're just wasting the warm air and moisture from your lungs that your body needs. See? Real mastery is all about sweating the details.
So you did it. You made it through the night. You took on the cold and won. You've just proven that with the right knowledge, you can turn a deadly threat into your greatest asset. But survival is never a one-and-done thing, right? It's a process. So the question I want to leave you with is this. The sun is rising. The night is over. What's your next move?